Digital currency. Digital currency has evoked great interest in recent times, particularly with the Central Bank of India, that is RBI, introducing digital currency. So let's look at what is this digital currency is all about. Digital currency is any currency that is available exclusively in electronic form. Central bank digital currency, that is CBDC, is a legal tender issued by central bank. In our case it is RBI in a digital form. It is same as a fiat currency and is exchangeable one-to-one with fiat currency. Fiat currency is just like any physical currency introduced by government of that specific country. So instead of a physical form, it's going to be in the digital form. So are they similar to the cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or Ethereum, which are all cryptocurrency? The answer is no, because we will see one of the primary reason for it. Cryptocurrency is a form of a decentralized digital currency. The reason it is referred as a cryptocurrency is that it requires cryptography rather than the central authority. So that's a main difference. In case of digital currency, there is going to be a central authority. In case of cryptocurrencies, it's not going to be there. Central authority is not going to be there to manage ledgers, balances, since the currency is decentralized. And more importantly, today most common form of ledger system for cryptocurrency use blockchain technology. Whereas on the other hand, digital currency on the other hand is any form of currency that exists solely in a digital form controlled by central bank of the country. In our case it is RBI, and more importantly it may or may not use blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is a distributed one, so it doesn't have any control, whereas in a digital currency it is still a legal tender by the government, specific government. In our case it is going to be an RBI. So that is the difference between digital currency and a cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, there is no central authority, whereas digital currency or CBDC, there is going to be a central authority which controls it, which is run by the specific government of that country. Let's now look at the types of CBDC. One is based on the customer, CBDC wholesale, that is between banks. And to start with India, RBI has planned to do a pilot on this. They have selected about 8 banks. So CBDC wholesale is what they plan to do initially. And after the success of it, they plan to introduce CBDC retail, that is between a retail customer or any citizen can involve in this digital currency. Something which is similar, which is already there. We have a robust system in India, which is NEFT or UPI transfer. So something similar, but CBDC would be definitely believed to be better than NEFT or UPI. We'll see that as well. So this is based on the customer, and this is planned to be introduced for the future. Management of CBDC. So that is another type. It could be direct or single tier model, or it could be 2-tier or intermediary model. We'll see that on this management of CBDC, what is the difference. But before that, why is it that NEFT or UPI transfer is said to have challenges? We'll see that. To do that, we need to understand how NEFT or UPI transfer works. So this is again, if you look at it, this is a pictorial representation. So sender sends the money from the remitting bank. There is a clearing house which does that, and RBI controls, and finally the beneficiary receives that amount. So multiple challenges, multiple intermediary are involved, or the touch points. More importantly, bank accounts are needed both for the sender and beneficiary as well. bank account, because finally it debits from that particular bank of the center and it credits that beneficiary account a bank. So there are going to be touch point and banks accounts are needed. Similarly in UPI as well. Only difference is it's a mobile app. That's a difference. But otherwise there are going to be touch points, intermediaries, though it is said to be quick and fast, but still bank accounts are needed. So in case of CBDC, it is stated particularly when it goes to retail, you may not really require a bank account. That's what is being said. It is just like any of the physical note transaction which happens, something similar to that, only it is in the digitized format. So now coming back, the management of CBDC, there are going to be two types. One is the single tier, so which means RBI controls that. In our case, Reserve Bank of India will have control on, even if it is a person, because RBI as far as India is concerned, it is through the intermediary banks, whereas as per the Bank of International Settlement, in case of CBDC, even a person can directly transact CBDC with its beneficiary through the central bank. So this is a single tier model, and there are two tier models as well, where there is going to be an intermediary bank, particularly for the retail customer, they might use it. So in that case, it is something similar to NEFT or UPI. So that is what we have to see, particularly when it gets introduced for the retail customer, how faster it is going to be. It is going to be just like NEFT or UPI, or it is still going to be faster. So, but particularly if it is going to be a single tier, definitely it is going to be faster, because there is not going to be multiple touch points. So it's just going to be the Reserve Bank alone which is going to be controlling the entire show. So now coming to another point, does CBDC considered as an investment? Does it earn interest? Because any bank interest, be it savings bank account or FDs, earn interest. So does it earn interest? The answer is no, it's not going to earn any interest. It is just like a physical wallet on which you have physical currency. It is going to be a digitized form. It is going to be on the digitized location, and from where you can take it and give it to another person or another entity. So it's not going to earn interest. Now coming to the another question, what are the benefits? Why do we require CBDCs? Central bank faced with dwindling usage of, because in case of paper currency, I mean, there are so much of cost involved. You need to print them. Not only print them, there are costs associated with transport, safety, handling it in bank, in ATM. I mean, there are reports which states that just loading paper currency in ATM and using it costs about 5,000 crores per annum. This is apart from getting to the bank and drawing currency. There are going to be cost involved. So whereas with case of digital currency, all these are not involved, and particularly if it is a rural area, it's going to be even more challenging. So that's where digital currency will be very beneficial as long as you have internet connectivity. And internet connectivity cost is coming down in India, and so that's going to be a beneficial for Indian population. Quick and faster. India has already shown the reputation of providing digitization of vaccine certification in the world. So that way, I mean, it's going to be quicker and faster, even considering the population. That is the main point. Even considering the population, the way digitization was done for vaccine certification was just mind-boggling. So that way it's going to be quicker and faster. That is what is expected out of CBDC, particularly when it goes to the retail form. More transparency, meaning who is going to own how much, is well known, and you can do away with intermediary touch points. It may not take hours or days. It's going to be immediate. It's going to be quick, and if there are any breakdown happens, it is far more easier to locate where it has really happened quickly rather than wait for 28 or 48 hours before a corrective action is taken. It could be quick and faster as well. Cost involved in transfer will be less, and it is going to be quick in international transfer as well. That is, of course, at a later point. Maybe we don't know, like maybe few months down the line, or maybe a couple of years down the line, international transfer would be, because countries across the world have started adopting to CBDC currencies. So maybe a few years down the line, it will be, maybe there is a appropriate control forum is there, and there is appropriate protocols are available so that even international transfers are effective. So I hope now you have a clear understanding as what is all this digital currency is all about. Thank you.